In August, crypto market was a little bit in a lull, nothing really happened, and slowly we're getting back some action. And in this video, I'm going to show you some predictions on the market, show you the price action, and also show you what other traders are doing. Nothing here is financial advice. Crypto is risky, so let's get started with this educational content. First of all, how the prices are looking right now. Basically, we have Bitcoin at $62,000, Ethereum at close to 2,700, Solana at close to 160. So prices are not looking that bad. Of course, Ethereum here is the worst performing asset when you compare it with Solana and Bitcoin, especially after this massive drop from August 5th from 3,300 to 2,300 by $1,000. Basically, it's getting a little bit better right now, but we're still far away from over $3,000 prices. So that's one thing. Another thing is Bitcoin performance that's doing much better, and basically it retrieved most of its drop from August 5th, which dropped to $50,000 from basically $70,000, and now it sits at $63,000. And finally Solana, that's the best performing asset after this massive drop from August 5th. If you can see, it dropped actually the most, going down from 190, which was close to all-time high, especially in the terms of market cap, to 110. So that was a massive drop, but then it retrieved some of the action and right now sits at 160. So that's pretty good. So I wanted to show you a couple of things. First of all, there's Zero Hedge tweeting about biggest pileup of ETH futures shorts since December 2022. And that means that basically a lot of things might be happening. So first of all, we might see some down action, but then if those shorts will be squeezed, we're gonna to basically run to Valhalla. Of course, this is not a financial advice. We don't know whether that's going to happen. And of course, there might be other reasons for ETH not to run. ETH is probably one of the most hated assets right now, especially if you look on Twitter. So many people are making fun of ETH. Of course, technology stays the same with all the roadmap of integrating new L2s. It looks pretty promising, but generally speaking, the price action is not that great, and it makes people really abandon ETH to a certain extent. Now, on the other hand, if you look at the data from DeFi Llama, there's a really nice trend, especially looking at total stablecoins. So total stablecoins basically means, well, it can mean a couple of things, but basically it also means that there are new people coming to crypto. So we might finally see some retail action. We might see some funds being created, funds buying into crypto. Basically, we are at all-time high. Basically, if we were to accept the small period from March 2022, when we have the Luna crash. So just after the crash, we are currently at the higher level, and before the crash, the biggest total market cap was here in 2022 in the beginning. So we're still a little bit away from that, but we're getting closer to all-time high. So that looks pretty nice. It means also that a lot of people are trading, new people coming, new protocols are being created, so it's all good. Now, if we look at the top trader from Binance, Nachi, he has recently created his Twitter account and started tweeting more about what he's doing. Definitely worth following if you're looking for the macro alpha, because basically he's trading on Binance and trading most of the positions. He has huge positions, right? So you can see that he's basically trading here BTC, ETH, Sol, plus a little bit of altcoins like Sui, Near, Weave, Fat, IO, Tia, Pendle. Those positions are massive, multi-million-dollar positions. Even for BTC, it's $40 million. For ETH, it's $20 million. For Sol, $20 million. And for different alts, it's a couple of mil at the very least. So altogether, he has close to, I think, like $100 million in open positions right now. So he's showing that transparently, as you can see. Basically from you have that, and on top of that you have Popcat, Gto, Render, and Tao, which are not here on the list. And he started to make some interesting remarks, so I'm going to read that for you. Let's go to the main tweet to have a look. With the break of 62 Okay, for Bitcoin, convincingly after J-Pop delivered his key speech in Jackson Hole, what you only need to carry is these few sentences. The balance of risk to our mandate has changed. We do not welcome further cooling in labor market conditions. We will do everything we can to support a strong labor market. And he gave us clear signal that the tide has turned. JP is on full dovish mode again. It's pretty cool, so I'm going to go back to that, but going to read to the end because I think that's important. As long as economic data stays not too soft, the market will remain strong with fast US rate cuts coming and CB's worldwide flood the market with liquidity at a quicker pace with US and China joining. 2. Governments Mt. Gox jump and Genesis selling behind us. CZ released from jail and FTX recovery proceeds coming next. Demand is over the supply, at least over the next few months. So because of those conditions and because of the recent announcements that basically the US government probably will try to balance the conditions and make sure that the labor market will not get any worse, they might go into this money printing mode, which will be super bullish for crypto. If that happens, a little bit reminiscent of what happened in 2021 with COVID and the entire crisis then. I have nearly shoved all in with a strong belief that market will turn bullish and BTC is on a clear run to all-time high next few months. With all the clear signals presented and market structure turned more bullish after a false breakdown below 50k, 55k, quickly closed back above on a weekly and now closed the weekly at the previous range again. We're likely back into easy mode, dips will be bought quickly, bears will have to surrender. The market usually starts a great run after it made most people panic and capitulated and then pumped quickly to catch them offside. Study March 2020, May 2021, March 2023, August 2023. We're going to go back to these days and I'm going to show you the price action then on the majors, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum. Other than buying MEXC as I proposed a few weeks ago around August 5th, so that was the biggest drop. This is another great time to buy quality alts and quality VC coins with a much better confirmation. With 70-80% discount all over the place, it's not hard to make a few X on many alts over the next few months after altcoin sentiment have reached rock bottom, and most people are still too scared to deploy their capital aggressively. Russell 2000 outperformed Nasdaq and S&P on Friday, was a decent signal for quality altcoins outperformance. So as you can see, he's pretty bullish, meaning he's all in on those positions, with perhaps even having like 10x leverage on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and then 2x, 3x, 4x leverage on different altcoins. So that's a pretty risky positions, and pretty bullish. So if we go to those dates that he mentioned, we're going to see the price action that happened in the past, and that might be a good lesson for the future. Of course, you have to remember that nothing is guaranteed, and past results do not indicate that they will happen the same way in the future. So let's go with Bitcoin because I think that will be the biggest indicator. Let's go with MEXC and try to look at the March 2020 because that was the first thing. So March 2020 was this place where you had this drop from 10,000 to 6,000. So you basically have like 40% drop, right? So that looked pretty scary. Then it took some time to actually recover that price. It took about 2 months to recover the price back to 10,000, and then it go pretty bananas, as you can see. By the end of the year, it goes to $30,000, so doing 3x, and then it went to this price of $60,000, so doing essentially 6x from the bottom of March 2020, so within half a year. Now, the second day that I wanted to compare is May 2021. So even though 2021 was a bull market, you basically still had drops, and it's pretty natural. So May 2021 is probably this, yeah. So you had this massive run up before coming from March 2020, and then in July everything collapsed. So during holidays usually the price action is not looking great, and this action was really bad, going from $60,000 to basically $30,000. 50% drawdown, and then suddenly you can see that it got the much higher high with $66,000. So it went much higher after that. So that was pretty cool action here, and this is probably something that Nachi is looking forward this time, that we might have this kind of run up. Of course, this time we already had a pretty big run up, because we had from the lows of $16,000 in December 2022, then it got pretty nice action by the end of 2023, going from $28,000 to $30,000 to $70,000 and over that. So that was already a pretty nice price action. So going back to those dates, also August 2023, this is what I just mentioned, right? So we went from $30,000. We had the dip, right? We had the dip from 30,000 to 25,000, and then it started running. Nachi is expecting something similar here. If we were to look at the same data for Ethereum, we're going to see very similar price action here. So first of all, we have this March action, right? So we had let's find March 2020. This should be here. We have this drop from $300 to $130. So again, something like 60% drawdown, and then a little bit. It took 2 months to retrieve the price, go a little bit beyond it, and then this massive run up to $4,000. So doing 10x Ethereum. That was pretty crazy. Same for, and then again, there was a massive drawdown in 2021 in May. After this massive run up, the price went down to below $2,000, and then after July, another massive run up, this time to all-time high of $4,700 basically. Pretty cool stuff. So the same thing happened in 2023. If you look at August and this fall from $2,000 to $150, and then massive run up going into 2024 with the price action going up to $4,000 almost, or even I think like it touched 4,000 for like 1 day. That was really great, and this move would probably compare to this May move, and this was already in March. So I guess what's Nachi is expecting right now is we're going to have this low here, and that's going to run up within the next month or so to the all-time high. Looking pretty interesting. We're going to see what will happen. Of course, nothing here is financial advice. Crypto is risky, and you can see that there are those massive drawdowns going 50% down. If you were to look at the same thing on Solana, of course, the price action will be pretty different, because Solana is much newer coin. So actually, it started in 2020. So you don't have all those price actions, but still in 2021 you have a massive run up and then the fall from grace. But it's a little bit different price action related than Ethereum and Bitcoin, which are a little bit more established. But going back to that, this looks pretty interesting. Also, compared with that, we have so many stable coins, and the fact that we have this biggest pileup of ETH futures shorts since December 22 might indicate that something is happening. Finally, I wanted to mention Velodata. Velodata.app is a great free application where you can look at things like how many open interests are open, and you can compare, for example, the couple of months and a couple of other things. This is great because you can see how many open shorts and longs people have, which might indicate that something will going to happen. If there's a buildup of for example, open interest, this might indicate that there will be a trend reversal in a short term, or if there are different liquidations, be that long or short, there might be a reversal as well. I'm not a macro expert, but wanted to report on that because I think we're definitely in a very interesting spot right now with US elections coming in November and many things happening. So we're going to see what will happen. I'm pretty excited for the future for those different assets, especially majors. So if you're interested as well, subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.